Hi there. Have you ever got confused between what's a parallelogram, what's a trapezium, what's a rhombus, what's a square? Can square be a rectangle? Can rectangle be a square? What's a similarity? What's a difference? Right? There's so many different things to confuse you. Now, when we learn things in a certain way, nothing is confusing. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn about quadrilaterals and the various types of quadrilaterals and with all their properties. Yes, with all their properties. What do we mean by properties? Now, for example, you might be fat, you might be thin, you might be tall, you might be short. So those are the properties that you have. You might have long hair or you might have short hair. So that is your property. So just like that, every geometrical figure has some property. Okay, that is, I assume that you understand what is a property now. Let's start with quadrilaterals. What kind of figures do we call as quadrilaterals? Quad means four. Quad means four. Lateral means side. So if you understand these words, you will understand the properties as well. Any figure which has four sides. What do you mean by four sides? It needs to have four straight lines. So can this be a quadrilateral? Yes. Okay. Can this be a quadrilateral? Yes, it can be. Of course, this needs to be closed. Again, this needs to be closed. So any figure, let it be, perfect like this. Let it be perfect like this, or let it be like this. Anyhow, any figure which has four sides is called as a quadrilateral. Like just like any item that anything that is vegetarian can be eatable, right? It's a big category. Inside vegetarian food, you might have various different foods, right? North Indian food, South Indian food, Chinese, right? So it's a big category. Quadrilateral means anything which has four sides is called as a quadrilateral. I hope you understand the big category called the quadrilateral. Now we will see about various different quadrilaterals. The reason I start with parallelogram is because it has two parallel sides. Now, when we have quadrilateral something like this, nothing is parallel to each other. So now we are going to give properties to it. What if out of the four lines, as we told, this means four sides. Out of the four lines, what if two lines were parallel to each other? Okay, so I'm going to have two lines parallel to each other. Two lines parallel to each other. Okay, and I also have another two lines which is parallel to each other. Okay, so what happened? Totally we have four lines and there are two parallel lines. The two pairs of parallel lines is there. And also we are having the opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides. This side is equal to this side. What do we mean by that? The length of this side is equal to the length of this side. Similarly, the length of this side is equal to the length of this side. So such a thing is a parallelogram. Okay, and what is another property? Opposite sides are equal. This angle, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. That red angles both are equal. They're opposite inside the parallelogram and they are equal. So just by making two lines out of the four lines parallel to each other, okay, out of the four lines in a quadrilateral, when we make two lines parallel to each other and they are opposite sides, opposite lines, parallel lines, they are also equal, then we get a parallelogram. Then we get a parallelogram. Now, what if we had only one line parallel? That means one pair of lines parallel. That means we have this and we have this. Other line is not parallel. Other pair of lines, say this one is not parallel to that one. Means what? What is the basic difference between parallel lines? Basic difference between parallel lines is if we extend the line, see this line we are extending and this line also we are extending. At some point in time or at some point in length, at some point in length, they meet. But if I extend this line or if I extend the bottom line, they are not at all going to meet. So the lines which don't meet are called parallel lines. So in this figure, what are we getting? We are getting one set of parallel lines. That is, this line is parallel to this line. This line is not parallel to this line. So first we saw both the lines parallel, we get a parallelogram. Both, we get two pairs, two. One pair of parallel lines and another pair of parallel lines. Two pair of parallel lines out of four lines, we get a parallelogram. If it is only one pair of parallel lines, we get trapezium. That's called a trapezium. A trapezium could be one parallel line here, one pair of parallel line here, and this could be straight like this, and it could be like this. Of course, if you see, this line is not parallel to this line. The top and the bottom are parallel. So one pair of parallel lines, it's called a trapezium. Two pair of parallel lines, it's called a parallelogram. Now you have other way also, where you don't even have one pair of parallel lines. Okay, some of those figures are called like this. You must have seen a kite, right? You must have tried flying a kite. So this is a kite where none of the lines are parallel to each other, right? None of the lines are parallel to each other. But there's one special quality about a kite which I've not mentioned in this written text. The adjacent sides are equal. That means the top two lines which are adjacent meaning next to each other, they are equal in length. The length is equal, the length of this. Similarly, the bottom, the longer lines, these two lines also are equal in length. This is called as a kite. So what are the three major categories we saw? Two pair of parallel lines, it's called parallelogram. One pair of parallel lines, it's called trapezium. And there are other quadrilaterals. That means other four-sided figures which don't have any parallel lines. Such examples are like a kite. So now among the parallelograms, now let's say we'll call this as South Indian food, the parallelogram, okay, and quadrilateral, just let's say just vegetarian food. Inside vegetarian you can have South Indian also, and you can have North Indian also, and you can have Chinese also. So just for the sake of understanding, so we have South Indian food like say parallelogram. So among the quadrilaterals you have one set called the parallelogram, where two pair of parallel lines are there and opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are also equal because of that. Now, among the two types of parallelogram is a rectangle and a rhombus. That means a rectangle, say for example, I'll say idli. Okay. And then I will say this is dosa. Dosa is a South Indian food and is a vegetarian food. Sorry, idli. Dosa is a South Indian food and it's a vegetarian food. Just like that, a rectangle is a parallelogram and is a quadrilateral as well. I hope you understand this. Idli is a South Indian food and it's a vegetarian food. Just like that, rectangle is a parallelogram and is also a quadrilateral. One type of quadrilateral is a rectangle. One type of parallelogram is a rectangle. Just like one type of South Indian food is idli. Okay, so now coming to rectangle. What is one more special quality in rectangle is it has all the qualities of a parallelogram. Okay, first of all, let's draw a rectangle and then try to understand what are the we'll try to understand. Okay, it's coming dotted line. Okay, no problem. We having okay a rectangle. It has all the properties of a parallelogram, meaning it has two pairs of parallel lines. It has two pairs of parallel lines. That means the top line is parallel to this, left line is parallel to the right line. It's there. Opposite angles equal? Yes, opposite angles are also equal. Opposite sides are equal? Yes, the opposite side, this top side is equal to the bottom side. The left side is equal to the right side. Along with all that, extra quality is each angle is 90 degree. There are four angles inside a rectangle and each of them is 90 degree. That is one extra quality. When that comes into that parallelogram, it becomes a rectangle. In a parallelogram, we already had the opposite sides, opposite angles equal, opposite sides equal, opposite angles equal. Now in rectangle, one more extra quality comes into picture, that is the 90 degree. Every angle inside that is a 90 degree. Now, what if not every angle is 90 degree, but all sides are equal? This rhombus also is similar to has all the qualities of a parallelogram. That means we have a parallelogram. Okay, we have a parallelogram, but we have a parallelogram, but not only opposite sides are equal, all sides are equal. All sides are equal. Not only one pair of lines are equal, all sides are equal. Does that mean we don't have opposite sides equal? No, we have opposite sides equal. That means is rhombus a parallelogram? Yes. Why? Parallelogram means opposite sides should be equal. Yes, opposite sides are equal. This side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side. Parallelogram means opposite angles should be equal. Is it same in the rhombus? Yes. Opposite angles are also equal. Right? Do we have two pairs of parallel lines? Yes. We will have two pairs of parallel lines even in a rhombus. So, rhombus is a parallelogram, but one extra quality, if we put into parallelogram, we get a rhombus. That is, all the sides are equal. In a parallelogram, only opposite sides are equal. But in a rhombus, all the sides are equal. What in a rectangle? All the angles are 90 degree. Does it mean opposite angles are equal? Yes, opposite angles are equal and it is equal to 90 degree. So this is also a parallelogram. Now, there's one more special type of a rectangle called the square. Now, in idli itself, you can have rava idli, no? It's like that. You can have a rava idli, you can have normal idli and things like that. Just like Rava idli is a type of idli. Idli is a type of South Indian food. South Indian food, is one type of the vegetarian food. Just like that. So now rectangle had the features like opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, opposite angles are equal, all angles equal to 90 degree. Along with all those qualities, we get one extra quality, called the all sides are equal. We get all sides are also equal. Not only 90 degree, not only parallel sides, not only not only uh, opposite angles equal, it has one extra thing that all the sides are equal. In a rectangle, only opposite sides are equal. Now, just think if we are having a rectangle, okay, we are having a rectangle, we're just trying to squeeze it, pulling it, pushing it this side, pushing it on the left side and the right side. What will happen? It will change to, let's say, you're taking a sponge which is rectangular in shape and then pushing it on both the sides. It will change to a shape like this, no? Where not only opposite sides are equal, even all sides are equal. And you get a square. That's the thing here, right? All the sides are equal. Now, what's the difference between a rhombus and a square? Square, all sides are equal and all angles are equal to 90 degree. Rhombus, all sides are equal, but none of the angle is 90 degree. None of the angle is 90 degree. I hope you get all the different categories of quadrilaterals understood with the help of this particular diagram, right? Among the quadrilaterals, if you have two pairs of parallel lines, you get a parallelogram. If you get only one pair of parallel lines, you get a trapezium. If none of the lines are parallel, you get something else, some other figure like a kite. Now, among the parallelograms, you get a rectangle when all the angles inside a parallelogram is 90 degree. When none of the angles are 90, but all sides are equal, that time you get a rhombus. Rhombus is a type of a parallelogram. Rectangle is a type of parallelogram. Now, in a rectangle, along with each angle being 90 degree, if we also have all sides also equal along with 90 degree, then we get a square. I hope you like this video. If you like my video, to get more information of various different concepts that you can learn very neatly, easily, and in a way to remember, please like this video, share the video, and also subscribe to my channel so that you get notified about various different math concepts that can be learnt very easily and you become an independent learner. That is my objective. Every child should learn mathematics independently. Thank you very much.